All right. Good afternoon, everyone. For those who doesn't know me, my name is Alex. I'm a volunteer of Paul Stephen Espiritu Center. It's always a great pleasure for me to be here with you guys, especially on this beautiful Saturday, which is like sunny outside. I first would like to say thank you for watching this video. This video today, it's actually being recorded as 2:30 p.m. So it's not a live video. Unfortunately, I won't be available during like the normal time of the lecture. So I recorded it a little bit before. Usually, I open up, I read some comments in there in case if people have any questions or they would like to make any comments. So today, in case if you have any questions about what I'm gonna explain shortly, please feel free just to jump on the Facebook on send us a message, a private message in there addressed to myself and ask your question or even your comments or even some feedback. We always welcome any kind of feedback, constructive feedback. It's always welcome, especially those ones that give us a little bit more guidance on your opinion, what you thought about the topic, or if there is any topic, a specific topic that you'd like to maybe hear from us that we can approach for you in the future. We can always try to adjust. We do, of course, have like some fixed topics that we organize throughout the year, but we always open to new suggestions. So please feel free to contribute as much as you can. I'm very glad that it's been 15 days in a row, as you guys probably are following it up as well, like the news that we don't have any COVID cases in Melbourne, which is great, which is fantastic. So well done, everyone, and let's keep track of all that great work. All right. So the topic for today is action and reaction, which is a very great topic that I like to talk about. We have two great books which I based myself on to have this chat with you today. But before I start explaining a little bit more, what I like to do always, as usual, I like to concentrate myself and I like to close my eyes and I would like to invite you to either close your eyes, keep your eyes open, just make sure that you sit on a comfortable position and you start feeling relaxed and you start to get in touch with yourself, in touch with your body. Start feeling your presence wherever you are at the moment, sitting down. Just feel your body, feel where you are. Breathe. Pay attention to yourself, calming your body, calming your thoughts, bringing your presence to this moment, your attention to this moment, where we're gonna start elevating our thoughts to our Master Jesus, to our mentors. And I would like also to start acknowledging the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people who are the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today, paying our respects to their elders, past and present. I would like to also elevate our thoughts and express our gratitude to the Aboriginal community, to the spirits who guides us, who guides our center, Paul and Stephen, and all other elevated spirits who are with us every day, every week, throughout the entire year. Our thank you, our gratitude. And before we begin, I would like to say our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. But deliver us not into temptation. So be it. Thank God. Thank Jesus. All right. Awesome. So when it's not live, when it's recorded, I feel a little bit more pressure that I can't make any mistakes. It's quite interesting, isn't it? When we start doing the lives, I was a bit nervous as well because we're doing live. I've never done live, and now that I'm recording a video, I'm like, I'm recording a video. Everything has to be perfect. No, everything doesn't need to be perfect because I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to do my best, and you go. We slow, we get there. All right. So the topic for today is action and reaction, or the law of cause and effect. And always, as I like to show you guys, the book that we use is the Gospel according to Spiritism, and the chapter that we're focusing today is chapter 5, items 1 to 5. That is also a great book which I used as a base of research to talk to you guys today, which is the book called Action and Reaction, which was written by Chico Xavier. It was dictated by the spirit of André Luiz, which is a part of his series of books. André Luiz has has dictated a lot of books that Chico Xavier wrote, and they are great books. And if you have a bit of time, if you would like to know more about this topic or any other topics, I recommend you to jump online. You can download, if I'm not wrong, some PDFs, or you can also purchase online from the stores that sell online. All right. So action and reaction. Action and reaction. It's actually, in my view, one of the main principles of the Spiritism. As we know, Spiritism covers so many principles, such as reincarnation, such as immortality of our soul. So we never die. Our soul never dies. We are so incarnated in a body, which always that. So our body dies. Our body will, get older, will not function anymore. Then we just go back. Our spirit, our soul goes back into the spirit realm where we keep evolving. So we are immortals, where we keep developing ourselves. So coming back to action and reaction. Many of us, or I would say probably all of us, we always heard about action and reaction. Every action generates a reaction, or whatever you do comes back to you, talking a little bit more informally. But what we have to remember that action and reaction was actually studied by a scientist like Isaac Newton. He started studying the third law of motion, where he stated that every action or every force in nature, that is an equal and opposite reaction. So in other words, if an object A, let's say this pen, exerts a force on this other object in this other pen, then the object B will exert another equal force into the object A, of course. So as soon as one hits the other, there is an impact. So every action that we do will have a reaction. The other object or the other person will have a reaction towards that action. So this was studied by a physicist, but we're not going to dip into that because that's not my expertise at all. We're going to look at the action and reaction from a different point of view where we're going to apply into our daily lives. So, as we heard and as we know, every action that we take will generate a reaction towards us. And so many times we know and we've heard, if you do good, you will receive good. If you do bad to someone, you will probably receive something back, some bad reactions at the same proportion. Or maybe not, if you're lucky not, but usually that's what happens. So the first point today that I would like to touch is, and that's a point that sometimes I hear quite often from friends, from people that come to the center when we talk, and they go, Alex, all right, there is action, there is a reaction, but at this moment, the person can say to me, I'm suffering. I have this illness which generates a lot of pain to me, pain through my entire body, and I just don't know what I have done to deserve it. And I would like to know so I can repair, so I can try to understand what I've done to deserve it. Can you help me? Or can Spiritism teach me uh, how I can find out what I have done, and so I can understand? Which it's a fair question, yeah? If we think to our lives, none of us we like to, go through difficult times. We like to go through pain, go through any suffering. And if we go, and if we are at the moment, and if we can't understand, we can't see why, we tend, I like to believe that we tend to ask this question to our conscience, or to ask to ourselves, why me? Why do I deserve going through this pain? And as the Spiritism teaches us, and as I mentioned before, we are so in constant evolution, in constant development. We have been incarnated so many times already. And in the past, we may have done some something wrong to someone, or probably to someone, or we may have taken some actions that were not so positive. And we may, during the incarnation, usually what happens is during the same incarnation, we should, be able to actually repair this wrongdoing that we've done. Majority of the time, and depending the degree of the bad act that we've done, we may be able to repair, but sometimes we may not. And what happens? We carry it over. Carry it over to where, Alex? We carry it over to the next life. We carry it over to the next experience. And that's where we're gonna, if we're ready in our next experience, that when, before we reincarnate, we have a kind of a meeting. We have a kind of catch up with our mentors or angel guardians that each one of us has one. We have a meeting, and before we incarnate, we have a look. We do sometimes a kind of map, and to see what we can go through this life, and we may decide, and with our mentors, that all right, in this life, I can take this this situation, I can take this action to this burden. That's the words that I was looking for. I can take this burden so I can kind of pay. I don't really like to say the word pay. I can repair. That's the word that I prefer to use. I can repair the bad action that I've done in the past. So, and this is, for me, Alex, this is the beauty of the Spiritism, because the Spiritism gives us the opportunity always to repair bad actions. Because as we know, we all have our free will. We all free. Yeah, we have, majority of us, I should say, we have our free will to do whatever we would like to do, to act on the way how we believe it's correct. Although we have some laws, like such as God laws or Jesus laws, that teaches us how to live in society, how to be a better person, how to improve day by day. However, sometimes it's quite hard, and we still make our mistakes, which is common, and we always going to make mistakes, which is fine. However, the most important part of it is that we remember that we can always repair, and we should repair those mistakes. And that's why Spiritism brings to us the teachings, brings to us the knowledge and the awareness for those of us who are still maybe, I don't like the word lost as well, but maybe a bit lost, maybe a little bit confused, not knowing, what is going on with us. Why are you going through such a difficult time, such as painful time? Because we have the opportunity. The opportunity has been given to us to develop our virtues. Oh, which virtues, Alex? Well, virtues of being humble, resilient, opportunity to develop our faith, develop our gratitude, develop respect for other people, or even respect for ourselves. Because we know sometimes we just don't respect ourselves. We don't respect our bodies. We don't respect us itself. And God is just. God is just and merciful all the time. He wouldn't give us, he would never let us have a burden that we cannot carry on, that we're not able to carry on. But I understand that sometimes if we don't have faith, if we don't study a little bit more about this whole actions and reactions, this whole philosophy about life, it will just become a little bit more difficult for us to understand it all. It will become more heavier, I would say, our day by day living, because sometimes we just, we all, if we look around, just observe around yourself. Everyone has problems. If doesn't have problems now, will have in the future. If doesn't have now, has had in the past. Because this is the way how we evolve. We are human beings. We are souls incarnated in a body. And this moment we are human beings. And we are here having an earthly opportunity to become a better person every day, to grow, to evolve, an opportunity to act in the correct ways. And what are the correct ways? We all know what are the correct ways to act. We don't want to do, we don't want to hurt each other. We don't want to hurt others. We don't want to do anything to others which we wouldn't like to receive from others. You're not going to throw, like, being very extreme, of course. I'm not going to throw a rock in someone. Why would I do that? Why do I want to be violent to someone? Why do I want to hurt someone that is my brother, my sister? And not to say, why do I want to hurt my partner, my relatives, people who are close to me, who we actually should be living peace? And as Spiritism teaches us, we don't need to, be loving. We don't need to be fake to each other, yeah, because we do have people that we like the most, people that we don't like the most. We just need to be, we just need to tolerate people that we don't like, that we think are their enemy because they've done wrong to me. I understand. You would be hurt. You would be angry. However, what is the point? Just stop and pay attention. If you still carry that kind of resentment, that kind of bad emotion, what does it do to you? Nothing. It just do bad to yourself. And if you keep on trying to put it back to another person or to the same person, it becomes like a war. And a war in your head, a war that you never let it go, that it constantly consumes your energy. Sometimes, if you've been through any bad situations before where you are just thinking and thinking of the same situation, and then after so many hours, after so many days, you just feel like it drains, and you just feel that, you can't do anything anymore, you can't produce anymore, and you're not living your normal life anymore because you just fixed to that thing that doesn't belong to you. And that's what we have to remember. We have to come back to the Spiritism, to the Gospel, or to any other book that you may find important to you. The Action and Reaction book, it teaches us a lot about, how to act in many different situations. Because what we have to remember, this life is an opportunity that we have to do good every day with everyone. I know you could be putting back to me and you could be thinking, Alex, I've had this experience or I've had this person who has hurt me for so long, and I just can't let it go. I can't forgive. But I would say to you, try your best. You have your free will. Try your best to let it go. Let the past live in the past. Because every action that you do will generate a reaction. And if you do any action, any bad action again, or any bad thoughts, thoughts are also action. Because through your thoughts, you could be thinking, being extreme again, I want that person to die. I want that person to die. That won't solve the problem. And that won't solve your problem, because studying spiritism, we know that even when someone dies, the spirit just leaves the body. And if you still keep sending that energy, we are always connected through energy. The spirit could come back and could just remain around us and could do bad to us and could, just um, disturb you. And that's not what we want. We just want to let it go. We are responsible for our own happiness. You are responsible for your life. I'm responsible for mine. I can't, try. It's even sometimes the other day I was talking to a friend and she was like, oh, because my son does this kind of action. My son does this and that, and this is wrong. This is wrong. And I explain to him and I tell him, but then I was listening, and then we stopped for a moment, and then I said to her, "You have to lead by the example." Oh, but I do lead by the example. And I said, but sometimes what I say and what the books explain to us, lead by the example, is it's just letting the person realize what the person is doing. And of course, we don't want, I totally understand, especially when you're a mom and you're a dad, you don't want to see your kids suffering. You don't want your kids, hurting other kids, because the other kids may hurt your kids back. And your kid may suffer in the future as well. And then that generates that will never stop. And, it's totally not great. It's totally unpleasant. But what you can do is just instruct and give love, and keep doing positive actions towards the kids, and not try to force anything, because that won't work. Because at the end of the day, what we have to remember is we are responsible for ourselves, and looking after ourselves. Whoever is surrounding us will observe it, and will be up to them, of course, to learn. But of course, when we are parents, we come to the point, since as a kid, if you observe some bad behavior, or some behavior that is distorted, or it's not as positive towards other people, you should correct since as a kid, and you should, of course, call their attention and explain, because that's how the kid will learn from you. But the kid will also learn from your actions. But at the same time, the kid has also a free will, because you go, Alex, I have taught so many times, I have, taught and done all the good actions, taking the good actions, but my kid still does it. And we still see it around. Many kids that, still do wrong, maybe kill parents, kill other people, or does so much wrong stuff. And it doesn't mean that you are a failure as a parent. You are not. It's just because that person still doesn't understand the main concept of the spiritism, of the actions and reactions. Is still trying to learn. It's still what I would call a green spirit. It still hasn't matured, and it will take a little bit of time. It will take their own path. It's their own path that they're gonna learn. It's very sad. I totally understand, because I would not like to see my kid or a loved one doing wrong and not understanding and not trying to avoid that situation. But that's all that we can do. We can see the other way how we can use it, is see as an opportunity to keep on doing good, and doing good to that person is giving love. Keep giving your love, giving whatever you can, giving your prayer. Because at the end of the day, that's the good action that you can do. And if you keep doing good, the good will come to you. Somehow the good spirits will help you. Although many of us will not feel their presence, will not see them. However, they are surrounding us. We are surrounded by the good spirits, by the elevated spirits, which are sent by Jesus, by God, to protect and to guide us. And they will guide us to be better person, better, to be superior from what we were yesterday. They will help us to get in control of ourselves. Even sometimes when our life, we feel, oh, my life is out of control. What's important to remember that who are the person in control of your life? It's you. It's me. I'm in control of my life. It's totally up to me to put my life back on track. It's totally up to me to reap good, because as we usually say informally, whatever you reap, that's what you're gonna sow. But there are some extremes, of course, in that comes out of this part that sometimes you have reaped so good, but it's still so, and you go, oh, do I deserve this? We don't know, and don't try to crucify yourself. Sometimes if you're going through that suffering, that kind of pain, whatever this suffering may be, just remember, this is an opportunity that has been given to us to keep on being strong, to keep on developing yourself, developing your self-control, developing your love towards you and towards others. And to remember that we can control ourselves. We can't control others. We can't control our others' actions, but we can control other actions. Even if we are actually receiving a bad action, which is really bad sometimes, isn't it? Because we're not doing anything bad, but then we go, why? What have I done to deserve that action? Sometimes we won't know. But the thing is, we have the decision, we have the power in our hands to stop, just listen. It's very difficult. I know it's very difficult because I can't listen sometimes too. Yeah, I'm a human, like it's exactly like all of you. And it's very difficult when someone is, you feel, and I put myself in there as well, when someone is attacking me, saying things loud, or yelling things that I haven't done, or the person may have understood me wrong, and you go, but I haven't done this. The best thing, that the gospel guides us to do, and it is true, is to keep calm if we can, but try harder to listen, and sometimes just be silent. Be silent, reflect on it, and sometimes walk away from it. And walking away doesn't mean that you're a loser. Doesn't mean that you haven't won the battle, because you're not here to win battles. You are here to evolve. We are not here to there is this sentence that Brené Brown always says on her TED Talks, which I like to use for myself. I'm not here to get it right. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to get it right, which is very different. So it's quite interesting. And yeah, so I'll just repeat it because it also helps myself. I'm not here to be right. I'm here to get it right, which means I'm not right all the time. Yes, and you're probably not right all the time. And that's where we go, and we have to stop and listen to the other person, even if it's an attack, even if it's false, misleading, if the person is just saying, totally rubbish to us. Mate, just listen. Just listen, because then we may be able to neutralize that action. The important thing is that we don't react. We don't react at the same intensity with the same negativity. Because if we do, means that we actually absorb that negativity towards us, and we're still processing that negativity, and we're throwing back at the person. And that, observe, in case if you do it, and I've done it in the past, and while I was studying and preparing this chat today, I was just remembering, some resentments that I still carried and that I still had with me, and I go, I don't want this anymore. Breakups from the past, fights, discussions, old bosses, parents, friends, just let it go. At the end of the day, the best option. Let the past be in the past. Let's live the present. Let's enjoy this opportunity that has been given to us to act in a positive way towards everyone, towards any kind, any type of, good or bad attitude that comes to us. Let's always try to give back good energy, good attitude, and good thoughts. And hopefully, we can do it, paying attention every day, listening, and remembering that we are in this journey, which is our life, together. We're not better than anyone. Anyone is not better than us. To finalize, I would like to remind you, don't compare yourself. That's what I have been trying to do myself. Don't compare yourself with others, because their journey is different. Their burden is totally different from what I have, from what you have. And whatever you do, whatever I do, will come back to us. So let's control our lives, let's drive it, and let's try to be a better person every day, doing good wherever we may go. All right. Thank you, guys. That's basically my message for today, and that's all the research that I've done around action and reaction. I would like to say thank you. And to close off now, what I usually do is also a prayer, where once again I like to close my eyes, and I invite you to close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Take a few deep breaths. Feel your presence. And let's elevate our thoughts once again to our Master Jesus, to our mentors, expressing our gratitude to be here today, expressing our gratitude for this opportunity to be alive, for the opportunity to be recovering whatever wrongdoings we've done in the past. And let's ask for our mentors' guidance to always overcome our failures, our defects, our problems, any issues that may present to us, that may come to us, that we may have courage, we may be strong enough to look at the problem, understand, and take positive action towards it, so we can overcome it, we can let it be in the past, and progress with our lives towards Jesus, which is our main mentor in life. Let's vibrate for Australia and its governance. Let's vibrate for the entire world and all the governments around the world, so they can also apply the rules, be caring, looking after all these people that are under their responsibilities, looking after for our countries, our lands, and our people. Thank God, thank Jesus. So be it, and be with us during this week that is yet to come. Thank you. All right, everyone. Once again, it was a pleasure to be with you all. I hope you could capture something about action and reaction. I hope you commit yourself during this week to do some more positive actions. And if you're already doing some positive actions, well done. Keep on doing it, and together we can get there. Thank you, and have a great week ahead. See ya.